So I want to offer three gifts. The wise men came and brought three gifts to Jesus. And I'd like to bring three gifts to American atheists this morning. Now, I know there are not many American atheists here this morning, but maybe you know a few, and you can pass these gifts on. Maybe they'll listen to this on the internet or something like that. But if I could offer three gifts to American atheists this morning, these would be my three gifts at this Christmas. Number one, and I would encourage you to give these gifts as well. Gift number one to American atheists is a careful distinction between biblical truth and human tradition. Let us concede, fellow Christians, that Christmas really is surrounded. The truth, the historical truth of the incarnation of God is historically surrounded by a thick underbrush of fantasy, human traditions, and myths. And if you try denying this, you're going to lose your credibility with unbelievers. This is in reality. Let me give you a few examples. 3 wise men on camels came to see the baby Jesus. Now, why do you say there were 3 wise men? And the answer is, well, because in all the Christmas cards I get, there are 3 wise men. In my manger scene, there are 3 wise men. And the answer is the Bible never says there are 3 wise men or magi. It says there are 3 gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, but we know that it's plural, so we know there are at least 2, but there may have been 6, it may have been 5, it may have been 7, we don't know. And where did the camels come from? The Bible never mentions camels. I mean, we just assume they got there somehow, but camels seem good enough, so camels. Maybe, that's speculation. Maybe not a myth. Mary rode to Bethlehem on a donkey. Really? Yeah, because, that cartoon movie, about the donkey. Well, where does it say in the Bible that Mary rode to Bethlehem on a donkey? Answer, it doesn't. Now, go back and think through how much of your idea of Christmas has been shaped by what you've seen on television instead of what is actually in the text of Scripture. So maybe she did. I mean, it sounds reasonable, but that's speculation. Number 3, the little drummer boy. I heard this song on the radio the other day, and I thought, that is a weird song. Where did this dude come from? The most famous recording of that song, The Little Drummer Boy, was by Bing Crosby and David Bowie, the rocker. And it's interesting, it's 1977 when they recorded it, and it's an interesting story behind actually how that came to be. But, this little boy shows up, he didn't have any gifts for Jesus, so he played his drum. Where do you get that? It was completely made up. It was a song written by Catherine Davis in 1941. Number 4, good people go to heaven and then become angels. This comes especially popularized by the great Jimmy Stewart movie, It's a Wonderful Life, from 1946, where, remember when he's going to commit suicide and he's about to jump off the bridge, and then this old man jumps off the bridge, and we find out later that this is Clarence Oddbody. And Clarence lived about 200 years earlier, which is why he had the funny shirt, that his wife had given him, and he died in that shirt, he said, 200 years earlier, and for 200 years he'd been trying to earn his wings as an angel, which taught a whole generation of Americans that angels are good people who die and go to heaven, and then they become angels. And the Bible is so clear on this. Angels are created beings. They are created as angels. They're not people who later become angels. And human beings never become angels. They're 2 distinct and separate creations of God. Number 5, Santa Claus, elves, flying reindeer. Be good, get good, manipulative moralism. What I mean that, especially the song, you better watch out. You better not pout. You better not cry. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming into town. He sees you when you're sleeping. This is getting kind of creepy, isn't it? He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been good, so be good for goodness sake. And it falls right into all of the world's religions. There are a lot of religious overtones in that song. All the world's religions say that God or the gods will reward your good behavior. If you're good, He'll love you. If you're not good, you're going to get a lump of coal. But God will love you based on your performance or your works. And divides the world into good children and bad children. And it fits right in with all the religions of the world. Number 6, Christmas trees, greenery, wreaths, Yule logs. Again, the atheists are right on this. These all developed out of pagan traditions, out of the hope that you would bring greenery, evergreens into your home as a statement of your hope that soon winter will be over and everything will be green again. And there are all kinds of the Druids, for instance, in Northern Europe who worship trees. And there's a tradition, in fact, a story, a legend, that as Christianity spread throughout Europe, that they worshipped oak trees. The Norse god Thor was often worshipped this way. And so as Christianity went through, one of the bishops, a Christian bishop, cut down one of the oak trees that all the pagans had been worshiping. And he came back the next day, and there, sprouting out of the oak stump, was a evergreen tree. And that's one of the traditions or legends that have grown out of this as well. Number 7, Jesus was born on December 25th. That's a big one. And what makes us think that? Well, we have no idea when Jesus was born. We really don't. It can't, again, the atheists are right on this. The Pope, about 300 AD, just said this is going to be the day we celebrate the birth of Jesus. And what happens was these pagan festivals, as Christianity began to spread throughout, mostly through Europe, these pagan festivals were overtaken and then infused with Christian meaning. So, the days get shorter, everybody's depressed. We got to have some kind of festival out there on the shortest day of the year that we can have to look forward to. The sun's retreating, and pagans worship the sun. And so as the sun retreated, oh no, the sun's going away from us. Oh, here's the winter solstice, the sun's coming back to us. And so in their expression of their worship toward the sun, they would have festivals of dancing and a lot of drinking and music and gifts and feasts, and it was something that they could all look for. I mean, think about life in Northern Europe before electricity. I mean, it's really dark, and the days are really short. So this is a gift we can give to American atheists. We can agree with them. You're right. So many of the things that we have adopted as Christians are not biblical traditions. They're traditions that we have adopted for ourselves. So let us be clear, not only in our own minds, but let us be clear with our children. Which brings me to 2 Corinthians chapter 5. I know that's a long introduction, but I think you'll start to see why this makes sense. Atheists like Christopher Hitchens have no hope beyond the grave. What happens after you die? Christopher Hitchens, and he would say nothing. You just, the chemicals in your body are returned to the earth, and life goes on for everybody else. But nothing happens after you die. Which means that all of your pain and all of your suffering and all of your difficulties that you've experienced have been for nothing. Nothing. It's a very nihilistic idea and worldview. It's for nothing. Whereas Christians say, no, it's for something. There is a God who's sovereign over all things, who's not permitted any suffering or difficulty or trial into your life without reason. God is doing something. He's preparing you, marking you, shaping you, making you into something beautiful. And there will be a time when you will look back on this and say, oh, that makes total sense. And here's how Paul says in chapter 5, verse 1. The pain, the suffering, the trials, the difficulties, the adversity, there's a purpose in this. He's doing something in you. And what is the purpose? It's to bring you, draw you closer to Him. Your purpose, as the Westminster Catechism says in the first question, what is the chief end of man? Answer, the chief end of man is to glorify God and to enjoy Him forever. That is your purpose in life. And you will. You'll die, you go to be with the Lord, you'll enjoy Him forever, you'll glorify Him forever. It's not over when you die. That's what happens after you die. So you have two competing worldviews here,